Hi, hello, welcome to IS Factors Mains Mindset. We are discussing the answer writing from current affairs, and this is our day 3. So, we have already discussed, every day we discuss 2 questions, and we already discussed, and this is the day 3. So, let's go on. And with me, Arjun or Shankar, you can read more about me. And give your best attempt for this. And we do follow, this is our mains mindset program, our answer writing program for 2025 mains. So, do check out that. And yes, let me also remind you that we are not doing a question answer model. I'm trying to give you maximum feed points from the issue so that you can use it the way you want in the mains examination. That's it. And we have a theme radius round. That means we'll generate maximum themes, and we have a maximum radius. So getting the maximum points is our idea. Okay, so as usual, we'll actually go ahead. You can actually go find out here. We have 2 questions here. Let's take the first question here. What is the significance of lavender cultivation in India? So this has appeared in the newspaper of lately, and it is being discussed in Kashmir. When everybody talks about the terrorism in Kashmir, this news is a positive news that is actually coming out from Kashmir. So discuss how lavender or high value agri-based startups are contributing to rural development, sustainable livelihood, etc. So we want to get some random important perspectives on that. And the next is India's rise as a global energy player reflects a strategic transformation in the energy policy. Discuss the key components of India's energy strategy and how it contributes to economic resilience, energy security, and sustainable growth. So 2 questions. One is all about India's energy policy. So this is a very, very important area because a lot of developments are happening of recently, and previously energy was just seen as a demand. Now it is also an important discussion and important parameter for economic diplomacy and even diplomacy between the countries. So energy policy, if our radius is theme radius approach, we'll generate maximum points and maximum perspectives from the editorials, from the PIB, so that you can bring in the best points in your answers. So that is the objective and idea in this session. So, and obviously the first one will be lavender cultivation. Since it is a news, we'll have to understand. Okay, so 2 questions on the radar, and let's go on. Let's go to the first question. And some of the extra topics that we're discussing today in the energy policy itself, we don't have the time to completely go ahead, but definitely we'll include major points like what is the PMUY, or the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, the tariff reforms coming in, the city gas network expansion, like PNG, the piped natural gas, the PNG. What is the concept of ethanol blending, SMR clusters, which is a new thing in the nuclear energy? What is the Satat scheme, and what are smart meters, unlike the traditional old meters? So these are major points which is coming under the energy policy of India. So I'm just giving you some feeder points. Maybe we should be ready with all this. Okay, fair enough. Let's go to the first question. Let's take the question. What is the significance of lavender cultivation in India? So you must have heard about lavender, the flower lavender. So how is lavender building an agri-startup ecosystem whereby it is contributing to the rural development, sustainable development, and inclusive growth? So obviously, our point is to start with lavender. So what exactly, also understand why this question was actually asked. Maybe then you will get an idea why this question was asked is how lavender farm is transforming Jammu Kashmir's Bhadarwah town. So this town was also recently in the news for the terrorist activities, but this is now blooming, giving a positive news. So lavender revolution in J&K, blooming future for local farmers. See, many articles have been written, India's purple revolution. So this brings in what is the concept of purple revolution in this. So this is the reason why I've made a question from this current affair. And now let's get into so first of all, we need to know what is lavender. Get the basics. What is the lavender? How is it cultivated? Is it a waterlogged system? Lavender, because lavender hates wet food. So is it drought resistant, and it is environmentally fragile? And how is it? Why do you think that Himalayan foothills are the major region why lavender is grown? So it needs winters and mild summers? What is the temperature? What is the requisite requirements for this? And how are they cultivated? It is even said that people are making now more than 65 plus lakhs every year from lavender. So this is powering the rural ecosystem. The rural micro ecosystem is being powered. What are the economic angle? What is the aroma mission? Because CSIR is playing a very pivotal role, especially the aroma mission. So without, if you want to know lavender, you should be definitely bringing the concept of aroma mission in your answer. So that is how we are going to build it. Let's slowly build it. What is lavender? Basics. It's a family from the mint family, known for the soothing aroma. Lavender. The lavender perfumes are also very popular, and very, very essential oils to cosmetics, to herbal teas, to natural remedies. The botanical name is lavandula, and it thrives in temperate climates with well-drained soil and plenty of sunlight. So lavender, you need to know the basics. So know something about the mint family. So that is it, the first basics. And now let's check some random things like the climate. It needs cool winters. Obviously, it needs cool winters, and mild summers is also a part of that. It needs mild summers, drought and frost tolerant. It needs to get this ideas correct. It needs very cool winters and also mild summers. So some of the time you can see the drought and frost tolerant are also a part of this. So get this idea. And well-drained sandy or loamy soil with neutral alkaline pH requires sunlight at least 6 to 8 hours daily. You need to get the sunlight coming in. So these are some of the ideal condition. Minimal water is needed. That is the key point here. Minimal water is needed here. So it hates remember this point. Lavender hates wet feet. So that is it. You don't need to be having a lot of water on this. So irrigation. So this is the purple revolution, also called as the purple revolution. So no aroma mission. In this context, you should be also aware about the CSIR program. This is the purple mission. So have this idea. And why lavender cultivation is gaining importance in India. This is also a part of the question. Purple revolution. It was coined by the aroma mission CSIR, IIM Jammu. IIM Jammu, and it aims to encourage the cultivation of aromatic crops for rural entrepreneurship, etc. That is very clean. And what is aroma mission? Number one, CSIR is actually working on its rural economy. I'll tell you the most important vocabulary. See, ultimately at the end of the day, when you write an answer, aroma mission, bring out the most important. CSIR, rural economy, these are the key vocabulary. And not only lavender, lemongrass, vetiver, rosemary are also part of the aroma mission. So get this correct. And let's add another points on that. And why this? I've got the most important keywords. It promote high value aromatic crops. Number one, essential oil production. Number two, rural entrepreneurship is guaranteed by this. Number three, and import is reduced. That means import is reduced to a larger level, and that is how it actually works on. So import is reduced. So these are all the 4 points that we have to understand at this point. So one is got this point. So one is high value, and second is essential oil production, rural entrepreneurship, and import dependency by production, domestic production more. So these are, and now let's see some important case study about the Bhadarwa. According to the PIB, I've taken all these points from the Press Information Bureau. It's a very quiet hill town, and more than 50 distillation units operational and exported to states. Youth are earning more than 65 lakhs per annum, which is transforming a small town into a larger thing. And what is the economic angle to that? High return per acre. That is the economic and the agri part. Apart from compared, these are all PowerPoints that you need to be writing. It has more returns per acre than the traditional crop. Low input, high output model, and rural micro enterprises. So create a rural entrepreneurship. Obviously, these are also points that you can add in. And also employment and entrepreneurship. Attracts women-led startups are coming in for this. So again, you can bring in the aspect of women inside this. So women are also coming in. Even senior citizens are coming. And it is sending a clear message in Kashmir that startups need not always be IT startups. They can be any startups that works here. So that is again an important thing. And what is the environmental angle? It is drought tolerant and low fertilizer requirements. So all these are positive news about cultivation and climate resilient farming in hilly. So drought tolerant, low fertilizer. How is it affecting inclusive growth? It is bringing people in the border, tribal, hilly areas. Everybody is a part of this now. So inclusive means bringing everybody into this. That is a key definition. And you can also mention this important news. Bhadarwa in terrorist infested Doda district of J&K is now a lavender hub. So a terrorist a place infested with that is now an important thing. You can bring in this and some of the important way forwards that we can bring in. We need to expand the aroma mission, number one, through Farming Producers Organization, FPO, Farming Producers Organization. And we need more tech incubators and more skill development happening. Promote GI tagging. This is given by the PIB. We need more. If you get more GI tagging, Indian lavender will also get more promotions. Integrate with tourism, festivals, etc. All these are some of the important way forwards that you can bring in. Okay, fair enough. That is the important question on lavender. Now let's build the important second question that we are building in. This has some points. I want to bring out certain perspectives which you should be knowing. India's rise as a global energy player reflects strategic transformation in energy policy. You need to know about the energy policy. Discuss the key components of India's energy strategy and how it contributes to economic resilience. So, if you want to crack this question, you need to know about the global energy policy, and you need to get some feeder points. Rather than telling that energy is important, energy is very important economically, politically, socially, energy is all important, writing down random schemes. No, let's write down the most key vocabulary in this. If you include the key vocabulary, according to the theme radius approach, you get any question on energy or energy policy, the points that we learn here, you can use that points to spray it anywhere. So the idea is that that is the advantage of mains preparation. And I've taken this major points all from this editorial. It is written by India's Union Minister of Petroleum. It's Hardeep Singh Puri, former diplomat. A strategy fueled by vision, powered by energy. He speaks very vocal. He speaks very vocally about energy transition. So he has written a wonderful point. So I've taken all those points here and made a summary on that. So this basically talks about energy policy. So how is the energy policy shaping up? And we have to bring in a lot of, we are discussing a four-pronged strategy. A four-pronged strategy. How is the energy demand going to be met? And what are some of the important vocabulary that we have to bring in? And some random concepts that you should be aware about. So this is the strategy. Let's build in. India's, and get some data here. This article also gives us some data which you can freely use in any of your answer whenever there is a question on energy. We are the fourth largest economy. India becomes the fourth largest economy, overtaking Japan. And it is a structural transformation. These are all keywords. So this is this is the theme of the discussion that we are having. See, previously energy was talked all about the way of demand. We need energy. But now energy has other dimensions like self-reliance, affordability, sustainability, and even security. And even I will add one more thing, it's diplomacy. Energy has become a center stage. It has become the front runner for even diplomatic discussions coming on. So let's see some facts and statistics. India becomes the third largest energy and oil consumer. India is the third largest, fourth largest refiner and LNG importer globally. 25% of demand by 2047. India will meet that. So definitely energy means definitely you need to bring in some statistics. Third largest energy and oil consumer, fourth largest refiner and LNG importer. All these plays very pivotal part on that. And let's see the four-pronged strategy. In this four-pronged strategy, we need to know spray maximum vocabulary. This section is for the vocabulary. Your priority points, the relevancy points. Diversification of source and supply. India is expanding both domestic and global supply. Number one, we're playing domestically as well as global. And we have tied up with major like ONGC and even ExxonMobil. So these are our tie-ups. And expansion, infrastructure also, we are expanding. Energy policy means we are creating more infra. Like the gas network has expanded from 25,000, it has become 35,000 kilometer, our pipeline network. So all over 7 crore LPG connections are also added in this. And Ujjwala scheme, we'll discuss the PMUY. That is the Ujjwala scheme, Prime Minister Ujjwala Yojana. What is that? So one is, next is, so previously we discussed about the expansion, infrastructure and market size, domestic. And now look at that, tariff reform, direct benefit transfer subsidies, city gas network. So before we understand this section, let's come back. What is tariff reform? Obviously, tariff reform means burden reduces the consumers, help poor households afford to, making it is more easy. You create better rates so that rural people get clean fuel, LPG and PNG. So this is the tariff reform. DBT means direct benefit transfer. That means you put money into your bank account. It targets subsidy better. Leakage prevention, timely and transparent LPG subsidy directly to bank accounts. So DBT means that. And city gas network expansion means reduces oil import dependence, pipeline based PNG or piped natural gas. So we don't have to depend on the LPG cylinders. We don't have to depend on the logistic things. So if you have the city gas network expansion means these, if you add these points, definitely your answer will become better. City gas network expansion, the pipeline based PNG, DBT, tariff reforms are all part of this. And another important thing that we need to discuss is ethanol blending, 12%. The goal is 20% by 2025. And over 3,000 green hydrogen electrolyzer tenders. So green hydrogen, ethanol blending, and SMR clusters, small modular reactors. It's a next generation nuclear technology. That can be an individual question also. I'll create another question on SMR. How is it the next generation nuclear generation is small modular reactors? We will actually identify that. So green ethanol blending, SMR clusters, green hydrogen electrolyzers are all important points that you will write. Tariff, all this will write. And now what is PMUI? Have an idea. It is Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. It's a flagship of Ministry of Petroleum, launched in 2016. What is the main purpose? Such points can be added in your mains answer sheet. Provide clean cooking oil to women from below poverty line, households, reducing hazards from traditional cooking like firewood, cow dung and coal. You switch it from cow dung, coal to clean cooking fuel LPG. So Pradhan Mantri, more than 7 to 9 crores people are being benefited from this. And what is the concept of ethanol blending? It is very simple. What is ethanol? It's an alcohol based fuel mostly made from sugarcane, rice, maize or even biomass. So this is ethanol. Ethanol is a favorite area of UPSC. Every time in prelims they ask something related to UPSC. This time also they ask question on Brazil and US ethanol. And ethanol blending means mixing ethanol with petrol to reduce use of. So imagine that this is petrol. It is pure petrol. So when you bring in 12% petrol means in this 100%, just like mixtures and allegation, you put 12% petrol. You mix it 12% petrol. So obviously it contains 12% ethanol and 88% petrol. So our target is to bring 20% of ethanol blending by 2025. That means bring in more ethanol blending in a part of that. So what are another important point? This technology can 25 plus new hydrocarbon discoveries across Mumbai offshore, Cambay, Assam, Kaveri. So new hydrocarbon discovery is also adding to this. And bringing in AI, everything AI based exploration into energy sector is also adding. And creating of strategic petroleum reserves and LNG terminals, LNG import terminals. Please write all these points. LNG import terminal, petroleum reserves, hydrocarbon discoveries, AI, all these are important radius. This is the theme radius. And we are collaborating with BP, Shell, ExxonMobil, everybody. We are in investment in digital infrastructure. Like what is smart meter? Concept of smart meter. What is Satat biogas scheme? And IMEC. We are expanding IMEC, India, Middle East, Europe, economic corridors, pipeline and maritime energy routes. So definitely we need to bring in the point of IMEC into this. IMEC Satat. No, let's understand what you mean by Satat. The Satat stands for Sustainable Alternative Towards Affordable Transportation. It is a government initiative launched in 2018 by the Ministry to promote compressed biogas as a clean fuel alternate. So CBG is also a part of this. Compressed biogas. So Satat is also part of that. And obviously what is the smart meters? It is a digital energy meter which records electricity consumption in real time and transmit the data automatically to the electricity provider through communication networks. They're key components. So apart from the old traditional meter, now we are moving on to the smart meters. So this can also be another question. How is smart meter changing the way the power distribution or the energy distribution in India is concerned? How is smart meters playing an important role in that? We'll have to go through that. And some of the important reforms, clean energy is now affordable. It is now accessible. Subsidies through JAM. The Jan Aadhaar, you should be knowing about previously the economic survey brought this Jan Aadhaar and mobile. You should always understand what is the JAM Trinity. And this is the summing up statement from the editorial. This can be used in your introduction or conclusion. Energy policy is no longer reactive or supply focused. It has become strategic pillar of economic diplomacy, national security and sustainable development, paving India's growth of Vikasit Bharat by 2047. So no longer energy is actually supply focused. It is a stage for diplomacy, security, and even larger things as a country. So if you can, we have discussed, this is our theme radius. I'm sure I've given you a lot of points. If you can bring in a lot of points, you can use these points wherever there is a question coming for energy. You can use these points randomly. Definitely it will give you more impact. So I think that are the most important points. So do subscribe to our channel and do subscribe to IS Factor, and get in touch for mains mindset program for your mains 2025. Thank you so much and take care.